Hi class, this is Russ. So this week you will be working on your critical thinking assignment for Module 2, and I thought I would give a couple of suggestions and things I would like to see for your work in this area. So you'll be developing another uh, application. So let's do a new Java project. All right, and let's call it critical thinking assignment underscore mod 2 for lack of imagination. Um, and let me put it in a folder, my 320 folder. So let's see, where do we go here? Module 2. I need to go to 320, Module 2, make new folder. We'll call it program, and we'll put it here. Okay. Okay, so this will be the location and finish. All right, default package. Okay, so we obviously want to add a new class. New class. And we'll call this CTA mod 2. Yeah, we'll just call it that. Okay, for lack of. All right. And so uh, in this exercise, for this critical assignment, you will be doing um, console input and output. So you'll be prompting users for input information. And in order to do that, you will need the scanner package. So let me find an example of a scanner package. I think I have one in my 372 folder that we can probably use. Yeah, so in order to prompt a user for input and then read the input from the console, which I'll show you, you're going to have to import this package, util.scanner. And yeah, okay. And so let's get started with a couple of bookkeeping matters. So you'll need your public static void main. And for you folks who speak French, this is not the word for hand. Main is the entry point for your Java program. So ma, don't interpret it as ma for hand. No, this is not hand. This is the entry point for the Java program. I know it's kind of amusing. Okay, so anyway, we start off our program entry point here. Now, from here on out, I would like for you to start including some comments on your program. So wherever there's a main method in your program, I would like for you to include the following elements: your name, um, project name, purpose of the project, uh, let's see, project inputs, project outputs, um, algorithms used in the project, or or what is going on. What does this? What does? Well, okay, we'll just leave it like that. And what else? Issues working on the project. In other words, were there things that were so complicated that you couldn't resolve for the project completion? So if you could annotate those here, and then program errors. So if your program is generating unusual errors, include those as well. Okay, so if you could include the standardized set of notes, and you don't have to go overboard. Just a few brief sentences would be sufficient. Please include these at the header of your projects where the main is. Okay, and then I'll show you later on some other uh, notes that I would like for you to include in your projects as they become more sophisticated. Okay, so what can we do here? All right, so another thing I'm going to show you, and you do not have to do your critical thinking assignment to this way, but it's something that as you advance in this course, and if you take 372, you will have to do. But again, I'll just show you some insightful stuff. I'm okay. So let's see. I'm baking a YouTube video here. Is it done? Okay. Sorry, multitasking here. Okay. Well, anyway, uh, let me show you a neat little thing here. I'm going to add another class. I've already added this class right here, class CTA mod 2. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a new class, okay? And I'm going to call this vehicle, okay? Vehicle class. And notice what it does. It actually creates another file, okay? Now, now bear in mind, again, you don't have to do this. And in my vehicle class, I'm going to declare some variables which are going to be used in this project. So for instance, I'm going to declare a string, private string brand, okay? And so brand is a variable type string. And another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to declare another string model. So these are things that describe a vehicle. And then I'm going to have private int year. Now don't worry about what this private modifier means for a variable. We'll discuss that more as time goes on. And then I'm going to have a private double starting odometer. Okay, and so a double is basically a number with decimal points. And by the way, if there's anything in this video that you're not understanding, feel free to post, ask questions. And again, I'm not holding you to this. I'm just showing you something that you'll have to deal with as you become more proficient in Java programming, and as you get into chapters 3, 4, and 5, you may start seeing things like this. Okay, and then one more, private double ending odometer, and then one more double, private double miles per gallon. Okay, and so this is miles per gallon. Now, I should be documenting what these variables are, but at this point I'm going to hold off. Okay, so these are the variables, like I say, that will be consumed or used in my main method. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to fill in values for these. I'm going to prompt users for values and then store the values. And I'll show you how that's done. Okay, so one thing we can do is if I were to right click on this, okay, and let's see here, select a file and right click. Oh no, I beg your pardon. Select this file, and then if I go to source, okay, and I go down here and I click on this generate getters and setters, okay, and then I check all the variables, okay, select all, and okay, insertion point, I want to insert it after miles per gallon, and I want to make all of these public, and later on I'll show you why you may want to make them private, and then I'll answer okay. And notice what happens. It generates documentation and code, okay? And so what I've done here is look at this get brand, okay? What it does is it returns a value for brand. So in other words, if I were to call this method from my main routine, then it will give me the value stored in this class for this value brand, okay? Likewise, if I wanted to assign a value to brand in my main method, I can call this method with the brand and it will set the value, okay? And the same notion goes on for all the other methods, for all the other ways of assigning values to the variables and retrieving values from the variables, okay? All right. Okay. Okay. So now, and so that's what this special class does. Now, don't panic. You don't have to do this. Okay. I'm just showing you some cool things that you can do with Java. All right. Okay. So save everything. Now, okay. So on to the main aspect of the project. Okay. So um, one of the things we want to do is we want to prompt the user um, for the name, the brand of the vehicle. Okay. So so what we want to do is before we can prompt the user for the brand of the vehicle, we have to declare an object that prompts the user, and that's called this in object, which is of type scanner. So you'll want to type this into your main method, okay? And then what you want to do is system.out. Oh, sorry, I got a slow laptop. System.out.println, enter the brand of the vehicle. Okay. All right. And so the way you would do that then is you will okay. So before we okay, so to ingest the vehicle, what you'll have to do is you'll have to declare a variable that holds the user input. Okay. And so the way we can do that is we do this. We say vehicle v, if I can spell, vehicle v equals new vehicle. Okay, we use, okay, mm, did I misspell it? Let's check. Public class vehicle, okay. Oh, I misspelled it. It helps to spell it properly. Okay, so what I've done here is I've created my own customized data type called vehicle, which references this class. So this class is basically considered just another data type like string or int or double. Um, in this case, it's a vehicle, right? And so what I'll do is I'll do this. Now, in order to assign a value brand to a variable brand, we know that brand, okay, brand is a string in my vehicle class, okay? And what I'll do is I'll call this method setBrand, okay? And this will assign what user inputs to the variable, the component of this vehicle variable brand. Okay, so we'll do this. We will go. Um, let me think. I'm going by this example. Okay, we will say v dot set brand. Okay, in dot next line. Okay. All right. So this will take what I type in the console and store it in my brand variable in the vehicle class. Okay. All right. Now, so we need confidence. We need to know if this is going to work or not. So what we can do is we can add another method to our vehicle class, and we'll call it public string toString. Okay. And what this method will do is that it will return a string. So we will return vehicle brand equals plus, okay. Now, don't worry about what I'm typing here. With this keyword, this it actually refers to the object the vehicle object in this case. So this dot brand, okay. and this is how you build a string. You use the overloaded plus operator, and this is basically string concatenation. So I'm going to concatenate this string with brand with this closing bracket. Okay. All right. Oops. Sometimes the keyboard gets ahead of me. Okay. All right. So now we just input data for the brand of the vehicle. So the next thing I want to do is I will go system.out.println the vehicle is, okay, and then we will go plus v dot, and you see this list of methods. These are the list of methods that you can work with. This is called IntelliSense, very powerful tool. And so I'm looking for the toString method. If it's here it is. And so I double click on that. All right, so let's give it a whirl. Okay, see what happens. Okay, here's my prompt. Enter the brand of the vehicle, and I'll type Renault. Okay, and notice that it didn't print out the vehicle name. So why is that? Okay, vehicle brand is. So maybe I made a mistake in my toString. Let's go back and check. Ah, of course, I need to add the brand here in my return statement. So it will be this dot get brand. Okay. So the get brand method returns the value of brand. I'll show you. Now I realize you guys we haven't talked at length about methods, but I think you can readily see how they work. They're just different components of logic that do some computations and return values. So in this case, I return a string brand. So now the main part should work. So let's run it again. So okay, so enter the type of vehicle, enter the brand of vehicle. So we'll go Peugeot. Okay, and so now here it is. The vehicle is vehicle brand Peugeot. Okay, all right. So I hope this gives you a sense of the project. So we can go next, right? So system, we need to say address the model. System.out.println, enter the model of the vehicle. Okay, and then we can say v.set model. Okay, in dot next line. All right, and in dot next line is a method, right? In dot next line. Okay. All right, so let's, and then, okay, so now when we, and then we can print out the configuration of the vehicle again. So let's take this configuration printout and we'll just make it the last line. Okay, and so what we need to do is we need to go back to our vehicle toString method, and we can say, okay, vehicle, what was it, model equals, okay, and then what? This dot get model. Okay, like so. And that'll print out the model. Okay, so let's run that. Okay, so enter OK, and enter the brand of the vehicle, so it'll be Toyota, and enter the model, say, I don't know, Tacoma pickup. Tacoma pickup. Okay, and so here is the brand and the model. Okay, all right. So what else? Year. Okay, so now we can prompt for a year. So system.out.println, enter the year of the vehicle. Okay, and then now, and then we can go v.set what, v dot set year, n dot next int. Okay, or we could say next line or next integer, since year is an integer. Okay, and then as we enter the year, we can go back to our toString method and print out vehicle year equals. Okay, now obviously we can't add an integer to a string, so let me show you something new. This is new. If you want to concatenate an integer to a running string, what you'll have to do is you have to convert the integer to a string. And the way you do that is using the value of method. The string dot value of, okay, this dot get year. Okay, so we get the year, the class value for the year, and then we convert it to a string, and then we concatenate that to the running string, the accumulating string, okay? And then we can go like this. Okay. All right, so now we can test our program. So run, okay, and enter the brand of the vehicle. So Toyota, model of the vehicle, Tacoma pickup, and enter the year of the vehicle, 1999. Okay, and so here's the output. Now, notice that something peculiar happens if I put in a bogus value for a year. So let's go through this again. Tacoma, enter the model of the vehicle, which will be, oops, sorry, messed up. It should have been Toyota. Okay, let's try it again. So the brand is Toyota. Model would be Tacoma pickup. And suppose instead of entering an integer for year, suppose I put cat. Okay, now watch what happens. Notice I get all these ugly red fonts, and I get all these weird things. Input mismatch exception, and the program just goes crazy. It crashes, and nothing good happens. Okay, I'm not going to show you how you can fix this. That's a topic for another module. So for now, what you can do is you can take this exception, all of this red stuff, and you can kind of put it as an annotation in your program errors comment block, saying, oh, if you put in stupid data, the program will act stupid, or something like that, or make it technically professionally correct. Okay, all right. Okay, so yeah, and again, guys, don't worry, you don't have to be this complicated in your module 2, but it'd be interesting if you attempted to do something like this. I won't count it against you. And if you have any questions about this, by all means, put in the discussion post, because the day is coming where you're going to have to start doing your Java programs like this, and there are reasons for this, which you'll find out. Okay, so what next? We need the starting odometer. Okay, so system.out.println, enter starting odometer value. Okay, now we know that the starting odometer value is a double. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to go n dot next double, and see, it's already, IntelliSense has already anticipated what kind of input we need. Okay, and once we do that, we need to go back to our toString method. Okay. Okay. So we could say starting odometer value equals. Now remember, the odometer value is a double, so we need to convert the double to a string so we can concatenate it to the accumulating string. So what we need to do is we need to go string dot value of. Okay, and the thing that we'll put in is this dot get starting odometer right here. Okay, and then close off our running string. Okay, so let's give this a go. Okay, so brand Toyota, model Tacoma pickup, year of the vehicle 1999, starting odometer value say 75,000, uh, 31,000, 314,159 or something like that. Okay, something silly, 314,159 miles. Okay, and there it is. Okay, notice that the output is formatted as a double. Okay, and so now we need to um, enter the ending odometer value. So we can just copy this code and then enter ending odometer value. And again, it's a double. Okay, and so we go back here and we can say plus ending odometer value equals plus string dot value of double, and it'll be this dot get ending odometer, okay, plus, okay, like so. All right, so we have that, and so we can test our program again. Okay, so Toyota, model will be Tacoma pickup. Okay, starting odometer value will be 2187828. Ending odometer value will be 314,159. 256. Okay, or something like that. Okay. Okay, and so here are our values. Notice that the starting odometer value, is that correct? That's not correct, is it? So I made a mistake in my toString method. So let's go back and see what the problem is. Ending, so what did I do wrong? Ending odometer value, this dot, oh, let's see here. I need to, okay, so enter start, here's the problem. I not set starting odometer, but set ending odometer. So I need to put ending right here, sorry. My mistake, okay. So this should work now. So it's hard to compose a program and talk at the same time. You should try it sometime. Okay, Toyota model would be Tacoma pickup, year 99, starting odometer 12,000, ending odometer 13,156. Okay. 131,456. Okay, so I think we got it now. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that fixed. Okay, so now there's only one more thing, and that means we need to calculate the estimated miles per gallon. So to do that, that would be distance traveled divided by gallons consumed. So that means we need to go back in. Um, we need to go back into our class, and we need to declare another variable, private for gallons, right? Private double gallons. Okay, and this would be the amount of fuel, um, consumed in a tank. Okay, something like that. Okay, and then we need getters and setters for that. So let's go to source, generate getters and setters for gallons. Okay, and we go. I'm going to put it after. Okay. Okay, so do we have our getters and setters? Okay. Where did it go? Yeah, here it is. Okay, so here are the methods, getters and setters. And so we need to prompt the user for the number of gallons in a tank for the vehicle. Okay, um, so we could say system, and what, oh, sorry, what kind of variable is it? It's an int. Oh, it's a double. Okay. All right. So system dot out dot print line, enter tank capacity in US gallons. Okay, something like that. Okay. And then we could go v dot set gallons, and then it would be n dot next double. Okay, so that means the input is expecting a double. And then we could print out in our toString method tank capacity in US gallons equals, okay, and then we can go plus string dot value of this dot get gallons. Okay, so that will print out our tank capacity. So let's give this a whirl. Okay, so Toyota, Tacoma, pickup, 1999, starting odometer, say 5 miles, ending odometer 12.6, tank capacity 3 gallons, bogus, something silly, right? Okay, and so here's our output. Okay, all right, and so the next thing we want to do is we want to calculate the miles per gallon. So in calculating the miles per gallon, we obviously don't need to prompt the user for miles per gallon. That's a calculation. And so what better place to put the calculation than to set it here, okay? So instead of using this particular statement, we say this.mpg is equal to what? It's got to be a math expression, right? This dot get ending odometer minus this dot get starting odometer. Okay, that's the distance traveled, right? Divided by what? This dot get gallons, right? That's the tank capacity, and that's the formula for MPG. Okay, and this will set your miles per gallon, and then this method will get it. Um, so when do we call the set MPG? Well, the set MPG would occur right after we enter our value for gallons. So right here we can go v dot set MPG. And since it's expecting a number, we can pass it some bogus number since it's expecting an argument, and this argument will go away. See, the method itself, it's expecting an input, but we never really consume it. We actually don't even, this is a dummy parameter that was auto-generated, but we never really make use of it. Okay, right, so we call the method, and then once that's done, then we can go ahead and report the output. We can say estimated miles per gallon equals plus this dot, oh, now MBG is a double, right? So we need to convert it to a string. And we'll get this dot get MPG. Okay. And then close bracket, like so. Okay, and this will print out our vehicle profile. All right, and so I think we're almost done with this example. Let's give it a go. And obviously you can see that there can be a lot of things that go wrong. So for instance, you could enter 0 in a tank capacity, and then, oops, I got my double cast wrong. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm used to programming in C. It's the other way around in C, but in Java they do that. Okay, so you can see if you plug in 0 for tank capacity, you'd be dividing by 0 and And then that would be something else you could add to your program errors if you don't control for that. And I think in module 3, you'll be putting in logic to control for something like this. But anyway, let's give it a go. Okay. So the vehicle is Toyota. The model of the vehicle is Tacoma pickup. The year is 1999. The starting odometer is 12,345 miles. The ending odometer is 12,580 miles. The tank capacity is, say, 12 gallons. And so here's our information. And the estimated miles per gallon is, and it's a crazy number, right? 19.5833333332. Okay, and obviously we want to round this to 19.6 mpg, right? And so we'll learn how to do that as we work with numbers as well. So you can see some of the things that we'll be addressing in this course. All right. So again, I don't expect you to be using developing your program that looks like this. You may if you want, but you don't have to. You can roll all of this stuff into your main class and do your calculation in your main class. But what I would like to see is stuff like this. Okay, a documentation set, and later on you'll be um, you'll be adding comments to these methods, brief comments like return the MPG, or return the ending odometer. And so we'll discuss that as we go forth as well. So by all means, if you have any questions, please post, and have a good week.